15 minutes, weather every 10, and sports twice an hour.
Newstalk, KGVO, AM 1290 and 98.3 FM.
You're listening to Montana Morning with Peter Christian.
Dozens injured after a deck collapsed at a Glacier Bible camp over the weekend. Good morning, everyone. Montana Morning for Monday, June 19th, 2017. Lovely morning in western Montana. A few clouds, some sunshine. We have 42 degrees in Missoula. Newscast this morning sponsored by Bull's Eyewear, with Missoula's only certified master optician on South Preserve, right across from Larchmont Golf Course. One of our top stories this morning: a 12-foot-high deck collapsed Saturday afternoon at the Glacier Presbyterian Church camp near Lakeside, with dozens of injuries, several of them critical. Lake County Sheriff Don Bell described the response.
The medical staff and the local firefighters and first responders were triaging the injured, and they have the tag system where they would put you on there where the injuries were and what level patient you were, where the red was the most critical, and then a yellow, and then a green.
Bell said the cooperation between first responders was one of the reasons why the injured were evacuated so quickly and safely.
Flathead County poured resources to help us, and all Lake County resources responded up there. It was a great show of cooperation between all the different agencies. I worked hand in hand there with Flathead County Sheriff Chuck Curry, and some of his deputies were assisting my deputies, so it, I think, went the best that we could do under that many injuries.
Bell said the injured were sent to hospitals and clinics throughout western Montana, including Missoula. There were no fatalities reported in the incident, which remains under investigation. The deck collapsed after a memorial service for a fallen firefighter. On Friday, the Montana Secretary of State's office said a case of voter fraud had been discovered in Missoula with an absentee mail-in ballot for the special congressional election. Missoula County Elections Coordinator Rebecca Connors explained it was basically a clerical error.
We did have an incident where a voter in Missoula County, our office accepted a signature from an absentee ballot for that voter, and that voter said that was not the case. And so we explained that to the Secretary of State's office. Our office would consider it a clerical error, not as much as voter fraud.
Secretary of State Corey Stapleton disagreed with that assessment.
We were off a vote from Missoula County, and so we looked into it, and what had happened is a voter had looked up her information on our website, and it said that she had that they had received her absentee ballot, and she hadn't voted. So she notified it, and she was actually the person that found the voter fraud.
Stapleton reiterated that the incident was criminal in nature.
Our position is just to make sure that people know that it happened, and it clearly was not a clerical error. It was an issue of a signature that had been forged on somebody else's ballot.
Connors said there's been friction with the Secretary of State and his staff ever since he took office.
I wish they would have handled it differently. They did not coordinate with our office, and I think that's Corey Stapleton and the Secretary of State's office does not have the best relationship with their election clerks, and the handling of it is definitely evident of that. We were not notified of a press release or that they were going to make this public.
Chief Deputy Missoula County Attorney Jason Marks supported Connors in a press release issued on Friday. In the May 2017 special election, he wrote, there were 47,159 ballots cast in Missoula County. There were 381,416 votes cast statewide. To the best of Missoula County's knowledge, there was only one report of a voting irregularity involving a single absentee ballot. The Elections Office investigated the matter as soon as it came to light and notified the Secretary of State. To suggest that there are serious ballot security issues based on an isolated incident is simply inaccurate and a disservice to the public. Federal education officials are weighing a complaint of gender discrimination against Missoula County Public Schools for allegedly not supporting Sentinel High School's softball team. The U.S. Department of Education's Office of Civil Rights has completed an investigation, and a report is expected to be sent to the school and the person who filed the complaint. That's according to Joanne Austin of the Montana High School Association. Missoula County Public Schools Superintendent Mark Thane said the district's attorney is preparing a response to the investigation. He says if any inequity is found, it will need to be corrected. Former Sentinel softball coach Mick Earl told the Missoulian that softball is treated as an afterthought and that the players are treated like second-class athletes. He says the program was given fewer resources than other sports. In a shocking new survey just released by the Make Your Move campaign to end sexual violence, A very high percentage of women surveyed said they had experienced verbal harassment or a physical altercation at least once in a Missoula bar or tavern. Brenna Merrill, prevention specialist at Missoula City County Relationship Violence Services, has more.
84% of folks experience some type of harassment at least once, which is a pretty high number. And when you look specifically at sexual harassment, so sexual touch or sexual comments, that number is about 69%, which is also incredibly high.
Merrill said anecdotal statements pale in comparison when the sheer numbers are stated.
Just knowing the difference between, a lot of people I know have experienced that, and then changing that into a number where it's, wow, over half of the people who go to a bar are going to experience some sort of sexual or sexist comment is surprising. It is, in number form, I think, a lot more staggering than we had realized.
Merrill said the numbers and the stories of people who intervene in these situations help the bartenders in training to feel more comfortable and better prepared to intervene when they see sexual harassment. Get more details about the Make Your Move campaign and that study on our website at newstalkkgvo.com. Missoula County Public Schools have hired 2 new principals to represent Lowell and Washington Middle School. Director of Technology and Communication Hatton Lippman explains.
The principal joining the staff at Lowell is named Brooke Kapser, and she's joining us from Michigan. And at Washington Middle School, Casey Laslovich, who has previously been the assistant principal at Washington, she was hired after an interview process to be the principal of Washington Middle School.
According to Littman, the leaders who join their school districts need to embody the ideas of 21st century education.
They have to be great, effective communicators. They have to be willing to collaborate and able to foster an environment of collaboration within their schools. They also have to be critical thinkers, and we need our principals to be instructional leaders in their building.
Littman went on to thank both Bissett and Craig Henkel for leadership they were able to provide before choosing to vacate these positions. Kasper and Laslovich will start their positions July 1st. A Helena judge says police called him at home to hold an after-hours court hearing for a Montana sheriff who had been arrested. Cascade County Sheriff Bob Edwards was charged with misdemeanor partner or family member assault Thursday after his girlfriend reported that he pushed her into a television stand in their hotel room. Helena Municipal Judge Robert Wood said police officers called him with the unusual request that he hold Edwards' initial appearance that night instead of the following day. Wood tells the Great Falls Tribune he believes the officers did not want the sheriff spending the night in the overcrowded Lewis and Clark County Detention Center over security concerns. Wood released Edwards on his own recognizance less than 5 hours after he was arrested. His next court date is July 19th. And finally, the remains of a soldier who died 66 years ago in the Korean War have been returned to his family in Montana. Clayton Haugland was wary of a phone call he picked up last November telling him his uncle's remains were found. But after verifying the call was from the Defense Prisoners of War Accounting Agency, he knew it was true. About 20 people from the Haugland family went to the Bozeman International Airport Thursday to receive the remains of U.S. Army Sergeant First Class Harold P. Haugland. Our News Talk time now is 6:13.
News Talk, KGVO.
Missoula's official weather station.
Plenty of sunshine today with our high temperatures in the mid-80s. Tonight, partly cloudy. Lows will be in the mid to upper 50s. We'll see a good deal of sunshine on Tuesday. It will be breezy at times with wind gusts up to 20 miles per hour. I'm meteorologist Brooke Foster for KECI 13.